Dr. Bamra, and happy International Yoga Day to all of you. And thank you for organizing this meeting. And I'm so glad I joined when you were giving your opening remarks. And you talked about bringing the spiritual roots of all the Indian systems to inform what these are about. And yoga, actually, as your background note said, yoga is, the very meaning is unity. It doesn't say asana. Asana is one element of it. But the philosophy of being one with the earth, one in community and society, one within ourselves. And this unity and oneness and interconnectedness becomes even more important in COVID times. Not only because of how we are having to deal with COVID, but the roots of COVID, all the new infectious diseases. It's because we created the illusion that we are separate from the earth. We created the very, very artificial, arrogant illusion that we are masters of the earth, we are superior to other beings. We created a philosophy of anthropocentrism, that the others are less than us, or what I call ecological apartheid, the illusion of separation. We then took every part of nature as something to be conquered, something to be invaded into. And all the evidence is showing, and all the UN agencies are recognizing, that it is the invasion into forests that has led to 300 new infectious diseases emerging from the forest, or the spillover effect. The blame shouldn't go to the animals, who, if we lived peacefully with them, leaving them their homes, leaving them their forests, then their viruses would not be our diseases. They'd be their healthy virome. Now they are our diseases. From the Ebola to the Zika to the HIV to the MERS to the SARS, the monkey disease in the Western Ghats, very deep epidemiological studies that everywhere where harm is done to the forest, diseases come. And I think yoga of the earth reminds us that we are part of the earth. And this unity with the earth is definitely something that should be reflected on much more deeply, because that's what the original yoga was all about. So many people died in COVID in India for lack of oxygen. And my journey began nearly 5 decades ago with a beautiful movement called the Chipko movement, where women came out to protect the trees in the Himalaya. And they said, these are not timber mines for profits. They are not sources of raw material. These are our mothers. The forests give us soil, water, and pure air. And we've become, this whole 2020, 2021, the slogan of the world has been, I can't breathe, because we denied our relationship with nature. And such a big part of yoga is pranayama. And pranayama is not just about our body in isolation with the world, but our body connected to the world with the breath of life flowing through the world. And the breath of life through food. My work has been dedicated to understanding the food system. And I increasingly see care for the earth as yoga. Not only as yoga in terms of physical, we've been running a course right now where everything you do in the field is an asana, but we look down on being in the field. And it was the 1984 problems in Punjab that made me study the Green Revolution and made me study why we were becoming so violent in agriculture. And even today, we have amazing movements. The farmers want to be annadatas. They want to provide good food to people. So not only is care for the earth vital, for our bodies in terms of the very bodily work we do, but it is also vital for the health of the earth. My work on climate change has shown that the more you protect the earth, you protect the biosphere, the more you can regulate the temperatures. That, trees can bring the temperature down from 1 to 5 degrees centigrade. And instead they want to blast the atmosphere, keep the sun out through solar geoengineering. It's that mindset of mastery and conquest and reductionism and mechanistic ideas that has brought us to the crisis, whether it's the pandemic or it is the climate crisis. And healing the earth is yoga. Healing the earth is yoga, of course, for the earth, because we are part of her. And our health and the planet's health is one health. You cannot separate them. But also because when we take care of the earth, we take care of ourselves. All the new research is showing, and this is so much part of my research in Navanya, that when, with gratitude, you take care of the earth and you do the yoga of the earth, the soil microbes flourish. The soil microbes give you nutrition. They give nutrition to the plant. Your food then is nutritionally dense and nutritionally rich, not nutritionally empty commodities. Industrial agriculture has led to a loss of at least 60% of the nutrition in food. Our work is showing that with organic farming, we can increase the zinc, we can increase the magnesium, not by putting it in, but by protecting the soil microbe, feeding the soil microbe. And then when the plants are biodiverse, the plants are organic without the toxics, those amazing biodiversity of plants nourishes our gut microbiome. We have never separated the art of yoga of eating from the asanas. We've never said, do this exercise and ignore the food you eat junk food, eat ultra-processed food, let it mess up your gut, let it give you metabolic disorders, let it give you diabetes and obesity, let it give you cancers with the toxics. No, we realize that taking care of the earth as a living organism, her biodiversity and integrity of those living organisms, and our body as a living organism, that this is the teaching of yoga. This is the teaching of Ayurveda. This is the teaching of agroecology, which is Vedic ecology. If you read, Albert Howard took the teaching of agriculture. He was sent here to improve agriculture in India, but he went back and introduced organic farming, and the Soil Association was started in England. And he said, the health of the soil and our health is one continuum. This is yoga. So given the huge ecological crisis, the huge health emergencies and the pandemic, waking up to the unity, to the interconnectedness, both of our being, but also of the problems that are caused when we disunite and disconnect. And that's why also when we talk of peace, we don't talk only of human peace. We talk of peace of the skies. We talk of peace of the earth, of the waters, of the trees, the herbs, the creepers, the peace of the flow of the whole universe. Let that peace be with all beings. We've never been anthropocentric. And if there's one thing the COVID crisis has taught us, it is anthropocentrism can wipe us out. It can totally push us to extinction. It is time to realize we are part of a living earth. And the idea of unity, of the yoga of the earth, being one with the earth, its time has come. And I am there to serve in whichever capacity to make this awareness grow. Whether it is in the food we eat, the food we grow, the lives we lead. It is a bad time in terms of the crisis we face, but an amazing time in terms of the opportunities we have to work together. Thank you so much.